Hey YouTube, it's Patrick, and today's video is going to be a beginner's guide to investing in altcoins. Now, when I say beginner, I pretty much mean a novice. So if you've traded before, or if you're looking some kind of advanced trader techniques, you're not going to find that here. This is pretty much just what to start looking for in investing in altcoins, because it's very easy to do. You can be a novice, and you can play around with very, very small amounts too. So you don't have to, bet your life savings to make a little bit of money. You can really start small. Test the water, see how you do. If you do horrible, maybe trading in altcoins is not for you. However, like myself, I've been able to make small amounts of Bitcoin trading, so I think it's rather fun. It's a great hobby, and for some, I'm sure there's a lot of people making careers out of it as well. Some of the reasons you might be wanting to invest in altcoins is because the price of Bitcoin has been quite stagnant lately. There have been a lot of predictions about its breakout, and it might go up in price here soon, but those predictions have been going for quite a while, and you probably have noticed the market capitalization page of all the other altcoins and seeing these rises of 50% in one day, and that looks quite appealing to you, and it did to me, and I can see why you want to go ahead and play around with these. But here's some things to think about before you really get into investing your Bitcoin into some of these other technologies or altcoins. One of the things to think about is a lot of these altcoins are not finished, and this might be true for Bitcoin as well. However, Bitcoin is they could still make changes to the core, but it's becoming harder and harder to do. So I wouldn't say is Bitcoin, I don't know what percentage you would rate Bitcoin as, but let's just say it's farther along than a lot of these new coins. However, these new coins, they're doing stuff that you can't necessarily do with Bitcoin, but using the model of the blockchain technology. So, you just got to keep that in mind. This isn't like investing in penny stocks in a company, and you're betting on these companies becoming super big, either getting bought out or whatever, but their coins holding their value and going up in price. Obviously, one of the beginner selling techniques is sell high, buy low. But let's get into a little bit more detail of what to actually look for in these emerging technologies. One thing you want to look for is what kind of language is it written in. A lot of these coins came out right after Bitcoin because Bitcoin is open source. They basically just took the Bitcoin code and changed the picture on it and changed what it's called. And obviously, why would if Bitcoin's already being accepted everywhere, why would I invest into an X coin or a Z coin or just some other coin other than Bitcoin? There has to be some reasons. Now, I just made that Potcoin video about Potcoin. There's also Cannabis Coin is doing sort of well. Once again, that's a whole nother video, but some of these coins might be relevant just due to the fact that it's hard for legal cannabis industry to get loans from banks and move money around easily, which if they had these coins that are dedicated to their industry, they might really have a value. Another thing that you want to look for, or another coin that might be written, I'm not too sure exactly all the languages all these coins are written in, but I'm pretty sure there are a lot of them are clones. But there's Gamer League coin, that's another one that might take off. I'm looking for something like this that I can bet on video games online and be accepted in the gamer community. So this way, when you're playing Call of Duty or Madden, you're going to have these game coins. Now, Gamer League coin is not for that, at least yet. They only have like a Farmsville or something similar to the Facebook farming game, where I've never played the Facebook farming game, but Gamer League coin has that, where you can, from playing the game, you can earn coins, and that might hold value in some, at least the video game players. That's going to hold value. So is it a good investment? Maybe. Another one that I've heard of is Lotto shares. That is creeped up on the market capitalization, and this also might hold true, or people might like this because people do like to gamble. Another one is there's a new coin, and I think it's based on a football team, meaning a soccer team, but not actually like American football. But this football team they started their own coin, and they said if the fans buy this coin and hold this coin, there's chances that they could use the money from that to pay athletes' contracts and stuff like that. So I'm excited to see how those kind of coins start to come up and then actually integrate themselves into sports teams and fans' lives and people that like gambling and all that kind of stuff. So those are some coins that might be written, in a clone of Bitcoin or clone of Litecoin, and yet they might be successful because they have specific function. Now, another thing to look for is the emerging technology of the first anonymous altcoin. As we know, as Bitcoin, we used to think Bitcoin was anonymous, and it just turned out as the government really didn't know how to track it. They've caught up now. They know how to track it. So Bitcoin is not totally anonymous. However, there are companies like Dark Wallet. I have also made a Dark Wallet video that are trying to make it possible to hide Bitcoin. And there's obviously a lot of market for that. But there's also a huge market for just having a coin that can do it, from off the rip. And there's some coins that say, they have achieved this. There's some coins that say that, we're working on this and should, announce this soon. But I think it's really too early to tell because they haven't been tested enough. And by meaning, either criminals using this and governments trying to track them, or hackers trying to attack them, or government-paid hackers that are trying to attack. There's several different people that could that are eventually going to really test some of these anonymous coins, and we're going to find out in the future if they're truly anonymous or not. But it's a huge, huge market. The two that are competing right now is Dark Cash and Bitcoin Dark. I hold some Bitcoin Dark. I really like that because of, one, the profit that it's been making lately, but two, off the programmer, JL777. I've kind of like his language and I follow his blogs, and he's a very interesting guy. So that's one of the reasons. And I'm going to go further. I'm going to make more videos about Bitcoin Dark and Dark Cash and JL77 in the future. But I thought it was really important to start here first. Another idea really pushing these altcoins forward is the decentralized exchange idea. And I've told you about that, how they're going to avoid Mt. Gox, where Mt. Gox had a central point to attack. Mt. Gox itself. These decentralized exchanges are going to really make that attack impossible to do. And a couple of these to mention, there's Next Coin, that's an asset exchange. There's also BitShares X in Counterplay. There's probably more, and I want to make videos about all of them in the future and go over them. I really want to start trading on the next platform, so that'd probably be the video that I would do next as far as the asset exchange go, just because there are a lot of good investment opportunities happening on the next platform that you can't get anywhere else. You can't get on Poloniex or Cryptsy or any other of these exchanges. So I want to get over there, and because right now I've been missing out on basically making money, not being on the next exchange. But one thing at a time. Another kind of coin that's out there is the decentralized cloud storage coin. Now, I made a video on storage, which I said it was going to be the next biggest thing since Bitcoin, and I still believe it's just an easier sell as of trying to sell somebody an alternate currency. Just to sell them a safer, faster, larger, more reliable cloud storage system. It's just going to be an easy sell if the people at the team at storage is going to be able to make that happen. Now, since I made that video, the value of storage has gone up quite drastically. I'm not saying that I have anything to do with that. I just think it's a great idea. But these are the investment opportunities that I talk about, and when you see that, it's like, well, duh, cloud storage is going to make a great idea. Why not throw, $5 or $10 on it and possibly double your money? Especially like I said, if you just want to play around. If you want to go bigger than that, do a couple $100s. Once again, these are really solid ideas that are out there. And the last kind of altcoin that's out there is this crypto asset. I'm going to be making more videos about this in the future, but the one that's out there, it's risen from, I've watched it since it's been in about the 100th place of market capitalization, and now it's up in the 40s, and that's JL777HODL. And like I said, I'm pretty sure it's the first of its kind, besides other things that are trading on the next platform. But it's basically a crypto asset, and it holds different either currencies, different different altcoins, or different companies. I think it actually traded some shares of a company, but I'm not 100% positive on that. But it's very new technology, and it's a very new idea, but it has been doing really well. So you basically, you want to do that yourself. You want to make yourself a portfolio of altcoins, so you can really broaden your horizons and maybe hold, 2 or 3 of these coins that are trying to be the first anonymous cryptocurrency. And so, if one has a good news article one day and, races up, you can, make that gain, sell out when it's really high, buy back in at the low points if you want. Or it might turn out to be just a rumor, and you've made money on that, and then one of these other anonymous crypto coins that you hold can go up in value. And you basically want to be diversified so you can get the most amount of profit. Although that does expose your risk slightly if 2 or 3 of these things go down. So one of the things I like to do from time to time is when I'm up, I just sell everything, and I just even if I'm doing bad in some and good in others, overall I'm doing great. So I cut my losses on the stuff that I'm behind, and I just sell it all, and then I'm up, and then I can make new decisions on where I want to put my other coins based on what I see in the market. So I hope you found this video informative. I hope you learned at least a little something, especially if you're a novice and you just want to take 50 bucks and play around because you see all these gains and see if it's possible to actually make money. And I'm here to tell you that it is possible to make money. Obviously, the more money you play with, the more money you risk. So, you always got to think about that too. But that's all I have for you today. And I hope, like I said, I hope you learned something, and I'll see you on YouTube.